Namaskar everyone. We will continue with the chapter Transportation in Plants and Animals in this video. In my previous video, we have discussed about transportation in plants. In this video, we will study about human circulatory system. Now, human circulatory system is a transport system of the human body which consists of network that supplies food, water and oxygen and some other substances throughout our body. Now, the main parts of circulatory system are blood, blood vessels, and heart. Blood is a fluid connective tissue which flows throughout our body and transport different substances like digested food. It carries water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, waste products. It also helps in protecting from different diseases. It helps in maintaining temperature of our body, and there are other functions also. Now, blood is made up of mainly two parts, liquid part and the cells. Different type of cells are present in the blood like RBC, WBC and platelets. Plasma. Now, plasma is the liquid component of blood. So this liquid component of blood consists of mainly water and some dissolved substances like nutrients, carbon dioxide and oxygen. Blood consists of different types of cells like RBCs, WBCs and platelets. RBCs are red blood cells or red blood corpuscles. These RBCs are responsible for transport of oxygen in the body. RBCs contain a red pigment known as hemoglobin, which binds with oxygen and help in transporting oxygen in our body. WBCs or white blood cells are part of our immune system and they fight and kill germs that may enter our body. Platelets. Platelets help in formation of blood clot and prevent the blood from flowing out of our body whenever we get some injury. Now let us come to blood vessels. Blood vessels are of three main types: arteries, veins and capillaries. Capillaries are very thin blood vessels. These are thin blood vessels. They help in joining arteries and veins at some places. And they also help in absorption of different substances like nutrients, like oxygen, carbon dioxide exchange. So, uh, capillaries are thin blood vessels which help in exchange of different substances and they help in joining arteries and veins at some places. Now let us discuss some differences between arteries and veins. Now some of the differences between arteries and veins are shown in this table. Arteries are thick walled. Why they are thick walled? Because the blood flows under high pressure in the arteries. Blood is received by the arteries from the heart. Arteries are situated deep under our skin and they carry blood away from the heart. And which kind of blood? They carry oxygenated blood. But there is one exception: pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood. Arteries have no walls. No walls are present in the arteries. Now, veins. Veins are comparatively thin walled. They bring back blood from different organs to the heart, and blood which is flowing in the veins is under low pressure as compared to the arteries. Veins are situated deep inside our skin and they carry blood towards the heart. They bring blood towards the heart from different organs. And which kind of blood? They carry deoxygenated blood. Veins carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein which carries oxygenated blood. Valves are present in the veins. Now let us study the structure of heart. Heart is the organ which is present in our body that pump the blood from blood vessels. It is located in the chest cavity. It is almost present in the center but slightly tilted towards the left. Our heart is divided into four chambers. And you know what is the beneficial of these four chambers? Oxygen rich blood and the carbon dioxide rich blood remain separate in the heart chambers. So it prevents oxygen rich blood from mixing with carbon dioxide rich blood. And you know why? Because our body require more energy. So that's why these two kind of blood, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, remain separate in our heart. Now, atria or auricles and ventricles both are individually divided within themselves into two chambers with the help of valves. As we can see in this picture, valve is present between right atrium, right ventricle, and another valve is present between left atrium and left ventricle. Atriums are also known as auricle. Auricle. So we can use the term auricle or atrium. So valve is present between left atrium, left ventricle, and another valve is present between right atrium and right ventricle. So overall there are four chambers: left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle. Left and right part of the heart are separated by a septum. So a septum is present between left and right side of the heart so that the blood remain separate. Oxygenated and deoxygenated blood remain separate. Right part of the heart. Right part of the heart is receiving deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body. Different parts of the body produces carbon dioxide rich blood and which is carried through vena cava and is received by right atrium. Vena cava is the largest vein of our body. Left side of the heart receive oxygenated blood with the help of pulmonary vein. This pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood from lungs and this oxygenated blood then comes into left ventricle and is carried to different parts of the body with the help of aorta. So aorta is what? Aorta is the biggest artery of our body. Now let us understand how this blood is circulated throughout our body. How the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is circulated throughout our body. Now in this figure, lungs, heart and body organs are shown, different body organs. Now let us study step by step. From lungs, pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood and bring this blood into left auricle or left atrium. This oxygenated blood then comes into left ventricle through this valve V1. V1 valve opens and oxygenated blood comes into left ventricle. This oxygenated blood from main artery aorta is carried to different arteries and then it is distributed to different body organs. So this is how oxygen reaches to different body organs. Then different body organs produce carbon dioxide as a waste. Now this carbon dioxide comes into the blood and blood become deoxygenated. This deoxygenated blood is carried by different veins and then these veins combine in vena cava which is the main vein. This main vein carry deoxygenated blood and brings this deoxygenated blood into right atrium or right auricle. and deoxygenated blood comes from right atrium to right ventricle, and deoxygenated blood comes from right atrium to right ventricle. From right ventricle, this deoxygenated blood is carried by pulmonary artery, and then this pulmonary artery brings blood, deoxygenated blood, into lungs. So inside the lungs, exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen takes place. So again, oxygen is carried by pulmonary vein. Now, what is heartbeat? Our heart is continuously contracting and relaxing, and this is because of cardiac muscles which are present in the heart. Now, each time the heart chamber contract or relax, a thumping sound is produced, which is known as heartbeat. A normal human heart beat for 72 times in a minute. So this is the approximate human heartbeat. So medical instrument which is used to measure this heartbeat is known as stethoscope. So this stethoscope is used to measure heartbeat as well as pulse. So what is pulse? Pulse and pulse rate. Pulse is what the throbbing sensation which we can feel in the arteries when blood is flowing in the arteries, and we can easily feel this in our wrist. Rate of heartbeat or throbbing is known as pulse rate. A person has a pulse rate between 72 to 80 beats per minute. Now, what is blood pressure? Blood pressure is the force of blood against the arteries, and this instrument is used to measure the blood pressure. Thank you for watching.